Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back for the first time. I'm just going to go over my thoughts of the Swindle, an action roguelike game. I am recording this live straight off of playing it for, about 5 hours and 40 minutes. If you probably see the thumbnail I already have forming in my mind, this game did indeed break my heart. It has such style, such flair. Looks beautiful. Like the backgrounds, the what is procedurally generated, even on a big screen. It's just wonderful to look at. Music's great. The story of it is we're supposedly playing a thief, but all the characters are procedurally generated, so that's kind of a waste, but whatever. Especially because when they die, you carry over abilities, so I don't know. But yeah, we're playing as a thief who is trying to prevent the installation of the demon's basilisk. Oh, FYI, I should probably preface this. Steampunk, a cybercrime caper. Like, yeah, that's why it broke my heart. Like, I love all these things. They're smushed together. It should be a great time, but oh boy, the game. Anyhow, the Demon's Basilisk is an AI, security program. A surveillance program, I should say, that's basically going to make it impossible to keep on thieving once installed, and you have 100 days to do so and acquire much capital to gain clearance into the district where it's being held, and gain all sorts of upgrades. Straight off the bat, the story seems like that's such a good prompt to me. Like I said this multiple times on stream, gonna say it again. The story would be so much better served if you were like a mad scientist of some variety who had the ability to clone himself and upload himself into new bodies. People are saying that's immoral and against the law as well, and he'll be done over by the demon's basilisk, so he wants to hire somebody to steal it, but, they're getting out of the game while the getting's good, so it's up to him to learn how to be a master thief through try and error over multiple lives, or he'll be done out of his multiple lives. Like, that is such a better premise, and also explains, all the upgrades you're getting, and the description for some of them is like, oh, you replace your eyes with cameras, connect them to the optic nerves. That's gonna be a clip there. Anyhow, chat's still going, but I don't have it on screen. Anywho. It implies such body horrors that a mad scientist would do upon themselves would fit perfectly. And also because, they're randomly generated as well. You don't see any of the upgrades on the person. All these descriptive things happening, and it's nah, ain't happening. You're not going to be able to tell. That's a problem I have with it there. In terms of the rest, another massive problem in terms of my enjoyment of this game is fall damage. You only have 1 HP, 1 hit, and you can die from falling too much. And you're scaling buildings here. It is very, very frustrating. Especially as you kind of need to go over the building to find another approach of entry if there's too much on the front door, and also sometimes je ne sais quoi, you can't climb up over the roof because there's a bit jutting off, which is bad as well. But where was I? Sometimes it's just dumb luck, because also the platforming, Metroidvania style game in the roguelike, ain't the best. You kind of just snap on to things. It's not very fluid or dynamic and can do you over multiple times, including just causing you to fall a certain way that then triggers death, even on an interior, which, okay. And speaking of just the ways you fall, there's also spike tracks in this. Entirely unnecessary given just on the sheer number of drones, robots, and explosive mines and cameras on this game. You did not need the addition of spike tracks. It's just not necessary, and also has led to, just in this 5-hour playthrough, a number of unfair deaths where I just because I'm not falling into them, but it registers as a hit, so I die. And you could tell it's like super buggy based on the hit detection, because multiple times I had knocked enemies into those pits and they did not die until like little jumpy ones tried to get out and they connected with the very, very tips of them. So, yeah, just because I'm grazing against these tips here, I'm insta dying as opposed to like falling in. And it's also fairly problematic. It's like, leeway. You don't instantly fall off. The 2D platforming games are known to do this. You have a little air time to make another jump, or you can like kind of stand off the edge a little bit. Older games, it got a bit ridiculous. Like you could be practically standing entirely off it. In more recent ones, better, but just like insta death, losing all the money from a run that wasn't banked from like defeating enemies, which I will give it credit. Nice. I wish it was slightly more. Like in the kind of middle area, I'm getting only like 150 to 300 a kill. Which, fighting multiple enemies in order to get to, a terminal to hack to get the big monies. Some little things here and there, but it's the big monies as terminals that you hack. Like, so many. It would be nice just to, because if I die, at least I'll have something significant banked. Whereas it's like, even if I defeat a lot of enemies, it's chump change in comparison to just getting 2 terminals. What else? Also, another big problem is it's not all designed to be interconnected. You get bombs, and, those are useful, but, like, the game should not design levels around having to bomb your way into areas, because if you don't have the upgraded version of the bomb, or you've had to use them somewhere else for another reason, then you're just missing out on a terminal. Like, it should provide utility as a useful way to get in, as a matter of approach. But having an area, especially with a terminal, entirely sealed off unless you bomb in from the right location, is incredibly frustrating. And apparently, like, what's it, a review? Let me try and pull this up. Ba-doop. Someone just chatted. A review said the Swindle is not fair, like the best roguelike. The best roguelikes are fair, they're just randomly generated. But if you're slow and patient and, cautious or really skilled at the game, you can overcome the hurdles. Sometimes you'll get overwhelmed and swamped. If you rush in or try and run away from an enemy in one direction into more enemies. But, like, fundamentally, a lot of them are just really fair. Like, it's not the genre of the game, it's specifically how this, stealth roguelike implements itself. And it's incredibly frustrating. I've covered the fast travel, the upgrades. The base versions are too expensive, like, upgrades to them make sense. They get more and more expensive unless you have to get into areas and get multiple runs done in order to upgrade them. But I kind of felt like excluded from je ne sais quoi, having multiple tools at my disposal. The most recent area I got into cost like 20,000 to get the clearance. And everywhere, all the upgrades were costing in that ballpark, the base versions of them, which was some that you intend for late game, sure. But too many of them, it's like, okay, it would be nice if this only cost like 5,000 or 7,000 and then had additional upgrades to make it better that cost like, your 20 and 50,000. But no. Okay, I believe I've hit on almost everything. Core story, transversal, je ne sais quoi, upgrade mechanics, all that stuff to the enemies. I feel like the best designed ones that, I'm looking at it right now on the screen, it's still playing. Like, the best designed ones are, the ones that, like, can spot you and then, alert. You're caught, the police are coming, you gotta run away. But you can sneak around and get them. they get a bit too overlapped, but, you know, there's nothing you can't fix there. They have those ones particularly, some of them just have weird health values, like there's a sniper one that, you know, shoots like 3 pellets at you, moves incredibly slowly, and takes multiple hits to go down. And there's also one that goes down 1 hit that has very short line of sight and can poison you. It feels like those should be inversed, because that one does move a bit faster, or at least, you know, less line of sight and can work a way around it. That's my problem with those ones. But there are other enemies that would be so much better cut from the game, where like little springamajigs that just little boxes that spring at you and explode, or just a caterpillar made out of knives that if you jump on top of, works functionally the same as a knife pit, even if you have defeated it. So it's really frustrating. But yeah, it would be so much better if they were cut from the game. It's like, I don't know, the fact that there hasn't been any changes, like, to take out, like, the fall damage. This game has been out for multiple years, so just the reputation this game has, like, how it's been reviewed, how people rate it and have, like, enjoyed it. Not much from the looks of it. Like, it's just some simple changes and tweaks that would make it so much better. You know, just turning off fall damage alone, you know, and taking out the spikes would make this game so much more enjoyable. There's already enough things to deal with, you know? But yeah, like, I can not recommend this game. I had such a frustrating time with it. Like, so many times I've lost out on something when, you know, an enemy, like, I hit, stun, they're not active anymore, somehow still gets a hit on me as I hit them, making me lose it. Or, like I said, the spike traps has... And keep in mind, it's 100 goes, 100 runs I have just done, you know? I feel I have, like, you know, experienced everything the game has to offer, except for, like, unique twist and mechanics in later stages. But, like, I have gotten my vertical slice of this game. I know what it represents, what it's about, what it's like to play. And it just was not fun. It wasn't fun. Something like this should feel like a randomly generated puzzle you have to try and figure out a solution to. And if you mess up, you have to leg it. But this, it's just so tedious. Yeah, I did not have an enjoyable time at the game, and I cannot recommend it. It still is very pretty and, you know, has interesting style. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 10. It has potential, especially with some patches, but it's been years since it was released. And yeah, I don't think it's coming. So yeah, 4 out of 10. This game broke my heart. Like, again, so many aesthetics and styles that just merge together, gel together. That I should love this, but it just... Oh, does it not stick the landing for me. Anywho, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to, comment your own experiences about this game, or what you think about mine. You know, what else, all that good stuff. Je ne sais quoi, where was I? New PC fund. If it will pop up there at some point. There it is. We're about a quarter of the way there. So any and all donations are a huge help. And shorts on this channel and a Discord server. Be sure to do all that good stuff. Sub, etc. Yeah, I've been streaming for like 6 hours now as I'm live recording this. So I'm kind of good, you know? Kind of good. I'm okay with the ending being a bit sloppy. So yeah, and... because I'm live recording this, I'll just need to cut this out, so I'll just say ta-ta, Wiedersehen. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.